always aware of massive shootings, sexual harassment, social media, and even the latest technology updates. But there is an area we have not raised awareness about: physical, sexual abuse, prostitution. Very uncomfortable topic, right? Do you ever wonder why some young girls and women do what they do? Well, I'm standing here today in front of you all to open your minds and challenge you all to be unbiased for the next 8 minutes and allow me to walk you through the lives of those who you consider from the other side. Ladies who take part in abuse or prostitution don't just wake up one day and say, "This is the life I want to be in." Some may have had tragic experiences or unexpected life events that took place in their lives that led them down this dark path. You see, my excuse to prostitute my body started as survival, but ended up forming into escaping the prisoner I was within my home and within myself. But the root of this choice to disrespect myself started at the age of 7 years old, when most little girls are playing with Barbies, right? But instead, I was being interviewed by a detective for the first molestation that took place in my home. Today, 1 out of 6 American women are victims of attempted or completed rapes in their lives. And when your innocence is taken, it causes confusion, pain, resentment, and even shame. Some young girls and women speak up, but still so many remain silent. So today I'm going to be the voice for those who are not ready to speak. You're probably all asking yourselves, how is this woman going to try and change my mind on a topic like this when she's standing here in orange, right? And yes, you may be right. However, I, Erica Munoz, am living proof of redemption, resilience, and continuous transformation. Did you know that there are 42 million prostitutes worldwide? 80% are females ranging between the ages of 13 to 25 years old. Or how about the fact that 14% of men and 90% of women who are incarcerated are abused as children? And when you come from any type of abuse, you no longer feel free. You feel violated, irrelevant. You start to doubt your worth. You question, why did this happen to you? What did you do wrong for someone to hurt you? The question you all should be asking yourselves is, why not you? Because it can happen to anyone. So how do we prevent it from happening at all? You see, throughout time, if you haven't dealt with your past lives, women like me tend to struggle and believe that our bodies and lives are worth the disrespect and dignity and everything else that comes along with being a prostitute or being abused. So many are abused by those who are supposed to protect and love them, but instead of feeling safe, they're taken advantage of. Instead of seeking help or working through their issues, today, young girls and women mask their feelings by running, rebelling, and promiscuousness is what we become good at. So how do we teach our young girls and women that their bodies and lives are worth so much more? You see, abuse has been a part of my life for so long that I truly believe that this was the life for me. Women today believe that their outer appearance is all that will ever be something in life. And in reality, when women who sell their bodies believe that they have gives them confidence that they lack, the sense of worth that they lost when it was taken from them, and of course it gives them the stability to make it through another day. Or how about when you allow a man or a parent to abuse you and you live in fear so you don't say anything? You see, I learned after a while that my abuser didn't love me. He was doing what he saw as a little boy from his own parents. He thought that he could break me down so bad that I would not dare leave him because I believed I was nothing without him. And the sad thing is not only did I believe this lie, but I lived in fear so bad that I allowed this to happen. So many women here today behind the curtain still struggle and believe that they're worthless, not good enough, and deserve what they get because society and our minds make us believe that we'll always be our past and we'll never be good enough. But I promise you, you're worth so much more than any amount of money or incentive that comes along with being a prostitute. You don't need to give anyone the ability to make you feel any less of a woman, let alone a human being. Because you have so much more to offer than using your body or staying in a situation because you think you have no choice. Wrong. We all have a choice. I think everyone needs to understand that healthy relationships do exist and there are better ways to cope. You see, I know that this is true because I've been placed in this unknown environment where judgment, cliques, appearances, bullying, and degrading, yes, it still does exist here. And yet, for the last 5 years, I've had no choice but to knock down barriers and face the ugly truth of my reality. And I fought for my sanity day after day, and I struggled to love myself through this process. But I found the courage to own my story, and I chose to stop existing and start living. And with lots of faith and praying, this is what's come of it. You see, one day you gain the ability to love yourself instead of waiting for someone else to love you. Within time, you learn to forgive yourself and those who have hurt you. You find that thing called courage and let go of your chains and your past lives, and you fight for your self-dignity and value. And then you realize it's okay to be alone because you are enough. And eventually, you find the true meaning of beauty beyond your curtains. Ladies and gentlemen, today I stand here 23 years later in front of you all, and I will continue to let go of the mask that I carry of shame, failure, guilt, ugliness, and anger, to finally understand the meaning of endurance and strength, and to now know my worth as a woman, and to know that I have a voice and the right to use it. But there's this thing that I want to share that's amazing. It's the beauty that I've found within the walls of Perryville. You see these women here? They're true survivors, and they continue to fight the darkness with the little light that they have by being courageous and embracing each struggle and letdown with the hope of one day each layer of their past lives will be gone, and they get the opportunity to be their own voice. So my question to you all today isn't, how do we get people to speak up and use their voice? But it's, how do we get people to be brave enough to listen and take action? My challenge for you all today is going to be to not only find the love, courage, strength, and freedom within yourselves, but to please give someone else that hope to find it within themselves. And instead of #MeToo, be the hashtag not me anymore. Thank you.